Rain poured down over the shattered wasteland, each droplet sizzling against the cracked metallic soil. The sky hung heavy with ash and the distant hum of old engines dying in the distance. The war between humans and the Zirathi had burned this land to ruin, leaving behind little more than bones and twisted machines. Kale trudged through the muck, his boots sinking into the black sludge. He was alone now, his entire unit wiped out in the last skirmish. He'd stopped counting the bodies days ago. Now, all he wanted was to make it back to the extraction site alive. He was about to pass the remains of a fallen transport when he heard it, a low, rasping growl. Weak, broken, but unmistakably alive. Kale froze, hand on his blaster. The sound came again. He moved carefully toward the wreckage, brushing aside the rain-slick metal plating. Beneath it lay a creature, massive, fur matted with mud and blood, breath coming in shallow gasps. Its body shimmered faintly in the dim light, scales flickering like oil over water, a Zirathi beast, the kind his commanders had warned him never to approach, living weapons engineered by their alien masters, half organic, half energy. They could tear through a tank if provoked, but this one was dying. Kale hesitated. Every instinct screamed to finish it off, but the look in its luminous violet eyes stopped him cold. There was pain there, not rage, not hate. Pain. Damn it, he muttered, lowering his weapon. You're not my enemy anymore, are you? He knelt beside it, checking the wound that tore across its flank. Plasma burns. The creature's breathing hitched as he reached out, and a strange hum rippled through the air. His vision blurred for a second, like something brushing against his thoughts, an emotion not his own. Fear. It's okay, Kale said softly. I'm not going to hurt you. The beast blinked and its glow dimmed. He tore a strip from his sleeve and began dressing the wound. The rainwater had already cleaned most of it, but it wouldn't last long. Without help, it would die within the hour. Kale remembered the med kit strapped to his pack. Human medicine might not work on alien tissue, but it was all he had. He injected a stabilizer and sealed the wound with foam. Come on, he whispered. Stay with me. The creature's chest rose and fell unevenly. Kale sat beside it, hand resting on its trembling shoulder. It felt warm, too warm, almost burning, but he didn't pull away. He wasn't sure why he was doing this. Maybe it was exhaustion, maybe mercy, or maybe he was just tired of killing. Hours passed. The rain eased into a drizzle. The creature's breathing steadied, and Kale finally leaned back against the wreckage, closing his eyes. When he woke, the rain had stopped, and the world felt different. The air shimmered faintly, vibrating with soft, melodic hums. Kale's eyes shot open. The creature was gone. He scrambled to his feet, reaching for his blaster, then froze. A figure stood before him. She was tall and lithe, skin faintly luminous beneath the gray dawn. Her hair shimmered like strands of liquid silver, cascading down her back. Her eyes, the same violet eyes he'd seen in the dying beast, watched him with cautious wonder. She was utterly, impossibly beautiful. Kale's mouth went dry. What? Who? Where's the creature? Her lips parted. When she spoke, her voice was soft but echoed in his mind, carrying no accent, just calm clarity. You helped me, she said. You showed mercy. No human has done that before. Kale blinked, trying to make sense of it. You're saying, that thing was you? She nodded slowly. It was my true form, a Zirathi guardian. I was wounded during the retreat. I thought I would die, but then you came. Kale took a cautious step back. You're Zirathi. You're my enemy. Her gaze softened. Am I still? You could have killed me while I was weak, yet you didn't. He didn't have an answer. She tilted her head, studying him with curiosity rather than fear. What is your name, human? Kale, he said after a pause. Private Kale Tren. I am Liara, she said, bowing her head slightly. My people would call me a weapon, but you treated me as a life. The way she said it, life, not enemy, sent a strange pang through his chest. He glanced around the ruins. You shouldn't stay here. My people will come back for the bodies. If they see you, they will kill me, she finished, her voice calm. Yes, I know. He rubbed the back of his neck, thinking fast. There's a tunnel network a few clicks north. Old mining shafts. It's abandoned. You might be able to hide there. Liara looked at him, eyes glimmering faintly. And you? Will you return to your war? He hesitated. I don't even know if there's a war left to return to. For a long moment, they just stared at each other, the human soldier and the alien girl, both stranded in the ashes of their dying worlds. Then Kale said quietly, "Come on, I'll take you there." They walked through the ruins together. Liara moved with strange grace, almost floating over the uneven ground. She seemed fascinated by everything. The sky, the broken machines, even the rain puddles that mirrored her glowing face. Kale caught himself glancing at her too often. She noticed, of course, but said nothing. At one point she stumbled slightly, clutching her side. Kale caught her before she fell, his arm wrapping around her waist. Her body felt warm, pulsing faintly like a living star. "I thought your wound was healed," he said. "It is. Mostly," she replied softly. "But energy takes time to return." He nodded, helping her along. "You shouldn't talk too much," she smiled faintly. "You care." He looked away, embarrassed. "Don't read too much into it." "I don't need to read," she murmured. "Your thoughts are loud." Kale froze. "You can read minds?" "I can feel emotions," she corrected gently. "Yours are conflicted. You pity me, but you also fear me. Yet beneath both, there is something else." Kale scowled. "You don't know what you're talking about." "Perhaps not," she said, smiling faintly. "But you blush like my kind when they are uncertain." He groaned. "Great. Now aliens can tease too." Liara laughed, an ethereal musical sound that made the desolate world feel almost alive again. By nightfall, they reached the mining tunnels. Kale lit a flare, casting orange light along the stone walls. Liara ran her hand over the metal supports, eyes glowing softly. "This place feels ancient," she said. "So quiet." Kale set down his pack. "You'll be safe here. I'll leave you some rations and water. I have to go before sunrise." Liara turned to him, expression unreadable. "If you go back, they will call you a traitor." "Maybe," he admitted. "But I can't just disappear. Someone has to report what happened." She stepped closer, the air shimmering faintly between them. "And what will you tell them?" He looked into her eyes, those impossible violet eyes. "That I found a dying creature, and that I did what a human should do." Liara smiled softly. "Mercy is a rare gift among your kind. Maybe it should be less rare," he said quietly. A pause hung between them. Thick, fragile, charged. Then Liara reached up, touching his cheek. Her hand was warm, and the faint hum of her energy pulsed through his skin. "Your kindness changed something in me, Kale Tren. My people believe that those who show mercy to the dying bind their souls together. Perhaps in another time that would have meant nothing. But now..." Her words trailed off. Kale swallowed hard. "You're saying we're linked?" "In a way," she whispered. "When you saved my life, a part of your light touched mine. It is why I can speak your tongue, why I can feel your heart." Kale stepped closer, their faces inches apart. "Then feel this." He wanted to say more, but she pressed her forehead against his, eyes closing. A gentle warmth flooded through him, sadness, gratitude, and something deeper. When she pulled back, she smiled faintly. "Go before your people find you." "I will remember your mercy." Kale hesitated.
"Will I see you again?"
She tilted her head. "When mercy blooms again in your world?" "Perhaps." Her form began to shimmer, light tracing along her skin until she dissolved into a cascade of glowing particles. They drifted upward, vanishing into the night sky like embers. Kale stood there for a long time, staring at the spot where she had been. The rain began again, soft, cleansing. He lifted his face to it, letting it wash the ash and blood from his skin. And for the first time in months, Kale felt something strange stir inside him. Hope.